Hello everyone, good morning, welcome back to Hearthstone. My name is Rooster and this is the new Shaman hero, Morgl the Oracle. So Morgl can be obtained with the new Recruit a Friend feature, which is right over here. In case you... yeah, that's probably okay. In case you're wondering about that. So, and you unlock him through one of your recruited friends, reaching a combined 20 levels on all of his heroes. So what that basically means is that you need to reach level 2 on all 9 classes, which is really easy because winning one game against the Innkeeper will give you level 2, or just queuing up on one account with your recruited friend, and queuing up on your main account and then just fighting a friendly battle between the two. Doing that twice will also give you the level 2. So you can just immediately concede the battle. It's just about the XP, of course. And then probably just fight a few more matches against the Innkeeper, or just take one of the basic decks out for a spin on the lower ranks of the ladder, which can be a little bit of fun, actually. So yeah, the main feature of the game mode is of course going to be getting your friends into Hearthstone. But as we may well be aware by this point, most of our friends will already be playing Hearthstone, or have not yet, have already tried it and decided it is not for them. Yeah, I think we're feral spiriting here. No particular need. No particular need to go for the Flame Wreath Faceless next turn, I think. Just building a little bit of board pressure right here. And just checking out the emotes. One big advantage of Morgl over here is that he doesn't need any localization. That's been said before, but I found that pretty funny. They don't have to translate a lot in situations like this. Do we want to kill this? There's a question. We could kill it with, for example, we could also just leave it for one turn. I think I'm a big proponent of that idea. Let's actually not overextend. If it's a Cthulhu Warrior, he's got... Yeah, so I don't really mind trading here. Let's go for that. If he wants to brawl, that's still okay, but at least we've destroyed the 4-2 right now, which eliminates any chance of him winning the brawl, as well as... Yeah, I don't feel too horrible about this. I really didn't want to commit the Flame Wreath Faceless here, so... and the first brawl being gone is pretty good altogether. So the deck we're playing, right. I was completely distracted by all of the new happenings over here. So that is Dragon Shaman. This is a deck that I copied. That's that's a thing. I'm really distracted here. I'm sorry. It's all the cuteness from the new little hero here. I'm sure that's what it is. Let's build up a board again. It's a deck that I found through a fellow named VLPS. And it seemed to be at least interesting. So there's something, and I thought I'd give it a spin. Let's go for Mage here. Actually, Paladin is also really good against warriors. Against Cthulhu Warrior... Yeah, I'll actually go for this one, sure. Considering the Paladin hero power here, but... Not sure about that. Okay, so he can destroy that one. Can we kill him next turn? I don't think we can, no. So I was a little hesitant on picking a new hero power, mostly because the Thing from Below is still in my hand and there's still another one in my deck, but being able to cast that one for 3 mana is still quite acceptable. That is not an awful draw either. Are we just overextending into the second brawl? There's not that big a chance that he actually has it, and he'll be hard-pressed to deal with what we have on the board right now. I could have gone for the 5/5 taunt, actually, which wouldn't be the worst idea. But let's see how he deals with this first. Maybe just starts accumulating a lot of armor. That's also an option with warriors like this. And Twin Emperor is really a big pain to deal with a deck like this. We may just have to run a lot of minions in there, and I really don't like that. I really don't like that. No, let's go for an additional totem. Let's absolutely do that first. Place it over here, I think. No, that's not bad either. That's not bad either. So we can go for something like this. That's a trade that's always gonna happen. And then I think we just go for the taunt here. Yeah, if he gets his second brawl, then we've basically already lost. You have already lost. Yeah, I don't think we can outlast it. We need to apply pressure here, and otherwise we're not winning this game anyway. He's been dealing with our onslaught of minions rather well, I will say. And that's a 6/6 on the board, which will also be... Oh, well, that's a decent way to deal with that, at least. So, as you might notice, this deck does not run any hexes. That means... I don't think I want to get my 5/5 damage, to be perfectly fair. Let's do it this way. It does put more pressure on the board. Are we committing our final card? Yeah, we're not winning against the brawl anyway, so it doesn't matter if we save it. If he has it, he has it. But if we can't apply pressure, then we have already lost. So if this board survives for any reasonable amount of time, then we can win. Cthulhu here is not particularly impressive. 20 armor would be unfortunate. Alright, well at least we can kill Bran, assuming he does not kill the 5/5 here. Which he does not. That's good. That's good for us. Okay. So we can actually force him to face tank the 5/5 here if we Lightning Bolt Bran, which is pretty nice. I don't mind that too much. Don't mind that too much at all. Because the natural trade would be to trade the 5/5 into Bran there. But a problem with that is that he can then kill the 5/5 by axing into it. Of course, he is taking 5 damage to the face if he does that, but keeping the 5/5 alive for a bit longer is going to be in our best interest, I believe. So he's used 1 Shield Slam, 1 Execute, I believe. I don't fancy our chances this game still, but we are getting him into a reasonable amount of health that we might be able to deal with. So he's taking 5 here, so if we top deck exactly Lava Burst, we win here. That is not the case, unfortunately. We can play a 2-6. Do we want to play a 2-6? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. How much more valuable is something other than that, though? I think we have to commit to the board right now. Otherwise, we're not dealing enough damage per turn to be able to deal with him. That is quite bad for us, I will admit. Would like to draw an Azure Drake, for example, because that is the only form of card draw this deck has, besides perhaps Finley. So that could work. We can still win by top decking Lava Burst or Rockbiter, or I don't know. We are exactly dead here. That is unfortunate. But there were definitely outs there, so I don't think we misplayed terribly that game. Perhaps at the start where... No, not really. I'm pretty satisfied with how that game went, aside from the whole losing part, but yeah. So the recruiter friend thing, yeah, it's nice that it's implemented. It's a bit late. I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of gating special heroes like this behind exercises like that, behind yeah. Just in general, not the biggest fan of promotions like that. Mainly because Morgl right now is just the only alternate shaman hero, and if you want to get an alternate shaman hero, then you need to do the recruit a friend business, which I'm not sure really is what Blizzard intended. Let's go for the Totem Golem here. I don't hate coining that one out. We don't have a 1-drop afterwards, but it does survive the Fiery War Axe, which is kind of valuable. And we can still Rockbiter if he plays a minion here, and a Pirate Warrior or a Dragon Warrior could very well have that in mind. And we could still top deck a 1-drop, but chances of that aren't very high, I will admit. So we could have a Blood to Ichor and a Fiery War Axe at this point, which would kinda suck, I will admit, but not much we can do about that. I don't think that necessarily makes the move wrong. And this is still pretty good for us, I think. Let's be aware of a possible whirlwind effect coming next turn, so wanna keep that in mind. Maybe not play the Tuskar. I don't think not playing the Tuskar is a realistic option, so let's just go for this one. And yeah, double whirlwinds would kind of suck, but if he does not seem to have a great option, so that's okay. I think we're Rockbitering that. Alternatively, we could just taunt up. I don't dislike that. Yeah, I don't hate it. Let's go for this. Probably should place that one on the left, by the way. Playing around Flame Tongue Totems is a real thing. Trading that in right now? That is acceptable. Slamming, okay, slam trade. Slam trade into trade is not the worst. But we do have a decent answer here that is definitely acceptable. And also means we can keep applying pressure, which is very important against really defensive decks like this. You really need to force them to expand their defensive options, because otherwise they can just sit on them and it may look like you're doing something, but they still have all the cards in hand and aren't really in any real danger. I like the Fire Elemental here, I really do. Mostly because it does not damage any of my minions, which means he still has to face check it, or he has to brawl next turn, which is fine. Decent alternatives? Not really. I think I'll happily go for this one. And that is a lot of pressure. He could easily armor up for 10 again, but... and there's that guy again. Alright. We do have the means of dealing with that, especially with the Lava Burst in hand, which I like. And I'm probably trading the Fire Elemental in Lava Burst. Lava Burst Flame Tongue Totem... Flame Tongue Totem is okay. Not exactly thrilled by it, but it's fine. Lava Burst always happens, right? Lava Burst always happens. So that means we can trade in this one, hit face for 5, and then... or hit face for 9. I think we're always toteming here. Not terribly exciting, unfortunately. If he has Brawl, we might as well force it out, right? And I think having a 50-50 on something decent surviving is better than the alternative. Let's swap hero powers, though. We really don't need to do that right now. This should be enough pressure to force a Brawl if he has one. And adding any more to this would basically force him to have the same exact answer. I guess Ghoul would do a pretty nice job here, but still would put him precariously low. I don't think I can kill him if he just Ghouls and face tanks the 5-4 now. So that's not good. Does Cthulhu Warrior... I think Cthulhu Warrior runs Ghoul. I'm pretty sure we saw one in the last game, yeah. If he does not have Brawl... Well, the problem is if he brawls, then he needs to have some kind of 1 damage effect. So executes that, that's really good. I think he would have brawled in this occasion, so we can play as if he doesn't have that. Can we just kill him this turn? We have 4, we have 7 damage in hand, 5 damage on the table. That is definitely lethal, alright. Just keeping on the pressure here. And it did the job. Nice, alright. Let's see if we can get some kind of a different opponent, because, well, just playing Cthulhu Warriors, it's not a great matchup for us. That's kind of the the problem. We can win it, but if you want to have a decent chance against Cthulhu Warriors, you really want to play a Shaman deck that has hexes in it. So a rogue, okay. Let's see, we're skipping all of this. I kinda like keeping the Twilight Guardian, but only if I have the coin, I think. Would be a tough sell. Keeping Twilight Guardian and Azure Drake in your opener when you're on the play. I think that's wrong. That's a nice top deck, because it can't be backstabbed. It can be SI7 agent. Is that a verb? That is a verb now. So she could coin and... coin an SI7 agent, but that's fine. And Feral Spirit seems pretty good here, so let's go for that one. Oh, could we please? Thank you, thank you. That is a nice start. Yes, yes. That is really frustrating. She could have had a Fan of Knives and it wouldn't be the worst, but yeah. Fairy Dragon's a good card, guys. Fairy Dragon's a good card. Okay. Quickest game I've ever played, wow. Alright. Well, please no Warrior. Okay, it's on the Warrior, that's good. A traditional shaman, wow. Not everyone is playing Morgl yet. Keeping Feral Spirit against the Shaman, yeah, sounds like a decent plan. Because if he's playing an aggressive Shaman, then I'll be really happy to have that. I can imagine. And some early removal, so I guess we're playing in control here. But that's fine. Don't mind that one bit. I haven't seen a Tom's Rock all day, but I've been doing fine, so hard to complain. That is not an impressive start for our opponent. Kinda don't want to use the Fairy Dragon here, though. If we coin out a Tuskar, then next turn we could Feral Spirit. That doesn't seem too awful. I think I like that plan better than just toteming here. Although I could definitely just totem here, but I think applying a little bit of pressure is going to be valuable, and that's pretty nice. I don't think that bird means what you think it means. Alright, that is a pretty good result, and yeah, well, basically any special totem would require a response from our opponent. Mana Tide would be pretty dangerous, Flame Tongue would be pretty dangerous, especially with the Feral Spirit coming up afterwards. So, basically almost a 50-50 there. There's 7 different totems in case you didn't know, and 3 of them are rather... are a notch above the rest, let's keep it at that. Not the worst trades imaginable here. Especially with the Rockbiter coming up, we can clear the board and also develop a Fairy Dragon, which I really, really like. Let's... oh, it's so weak to... it's so weak to Lightning Storm, though, and he's been taking it really slowly. I'm a little hesitant right now. How bad would that be? That would be pretty bad, wouldn't it? We can still Faceless next turn, but I guess a totem wouldn't hurt. I'll keep the dragon around for just a little bit. And a Taunt Totem prevents the Rockbiter play. I think he still has to Lightning Storm this if he has one. Oh, he can't even Lightning Storm. I'm such an idiot here. Did I not count his mana? No, the coin was mine, so I just wasn't paying attention. I should have committed the Fairy Dragon there. But that's okay. Let's see if we can lure out a Hex on this one instead of the Faceless. I think I like that. Because anything he would play along with the Hex can be killed by Lightning Bolt, so we can overload for 3 next turn. That doesn't seem too appealing, but at least on turn 5. On turn 6 we can still do something that costs 3, such as Feral Spirit, so that's nice. There's the Hex, alright, and nothing along with it, so could just go Azure Drake to be a little kinder on the mana, and that means we can Fairy Dragon and Faceless the turn after. I think I prefer that approach, sure. This also survives Lightning Storm and keeps the card advantage. I'm not sure what to expect from our opponent yet. Definitely a more controlling deck than we are, so we need to keep our foot on the pedal. But I think we're doing a decent job so far. Kind of unfortunate that we do not have Hex ourselves, which would be kind of good here. We can, however, safely ignore that for a few turns because of the taunts we have here, and I think I like that approach. Do we want to go fish for totems, or do I want to commit a Fairy Dragon? I think I want to... I think I actually like the totems here, to make the thing from the low a little bit cheaper, and to not overcommit too much against the possible Lightning Storm, which would be unfortunate, but would likely result in him trading his Faceless for our Faceless, so that's still not disastrous. There's the second hex, alright. Well, those are out, so we've got a couple of big guys still remaining. I also like fishing for a Wrath of Air totem here, because that lets us Lightning Bolt and trade the 3-1 in. Which is rather nice. And I think that's what I'll do this turn. Commit this one. Oh, we actually have double spell power. I didn't count on that one. Maybe that was wrong then. We could totem Think from Below in addition. Is that better than committing the Faceless? I don't think so. We actually don't want to play anything with Taunt right now. So let's go for this. We actually really don't need to trade here, but... did we not? We definitely could have chosen not to trade. That might have been a better approach. Yes, yes we did. Then I didn't have to commit the Lightning Bolt. I would have just floated the mana in that case. Although that's not terrible. We have 5 for the next turn. That means we could Think from Below and... Oh, we can actually Hero Power Totem Golem and Think from Below. If he kills any of our minions here, which he does not. Is he dead? He is not, because we can't get rid of this thing, but we're getting pretty close here. Do we want to trade anything? No, we don't. We don't want to trade anything. In that case, we do want a Lightning Lava Burst here. And I think I like committing the Totem Golem, even though it's kind of rough on our mana right now. Trading time is over, though. There's a time to trade and a time to go face, and this is definitely the latter. Perhaps last turn was also time to go face. There's the Lightning's turn, but it could be worse. As long as it doesn't hit the Faceless for 4. Now we can trade that one in. We are left with a 3-1 minion, and we can now... Oh my gosh, that's not good. That is not good. Any deck with Earth Elementals is bound to have Ancestral Spirits, and without hexes in our deck, we are kinda screwed against a thing like that. Especially, well, I guess we cannot Feral Spirit this turn though. How about we Totem, we Think from Below. If he hits the Thing from Below, then we can Blackwing Corruptor it next turn, as long as we don't play both of our Fairy Dragons this turn, so that's okay. So how about we Totem, we Think from Below, and we Fairy Dragon, and we see what happens next turn. If he hits that, then we can Blackwing Corruptor the Earth Elemental, so that's okay. He would have... he's waiting for the hex, isn't he? He's waiting for us to hex the Earth Elemental, so he doesn't want to Ancestral Spirit it yet. That's the thing. He kind of has to commit this turn, though, so I'm a little scared of that happening. Because he's forced into a corner here. So he's got some good trades onto the board, but can he commit to... Oh. Does he have double Flame Tongue in that case? I don't really... Okay, yeah, that works. That's really unfortunate, though. We will have to go for the Feral Spirit in that case. Ugh. Taunts are painful, but at least it lets us clear the totem, so that's something. So we want a Feral Spirit here. We can actually kill this, and we probably should. Yes. Yes, we most definitely should. Can we also clear this? We can actually, if we trade in the Fairy Dragon here. Or... Yes, because we have to Blackwing Corruptor that one, so... That's okay. That is much preferred, I think. So we can Lava Burst... Can we Lava Burst? We can just win here. No, wait, we can't. We can if we get a Spell Power Totem. I'm taking the 1 in 3. Sure. Do we want to keep our Burst in that case? That could work. I don't like this approach, but it does set us up for lethal if we get a Spell Power Totem next turn, so I guess that's kind of okay in a way. And we will likely still be able to Lava Burst the Earth Elemental next turn, unless he gets an Elemental Destruction or a Lightning Storm right now, which would kind of suck. But then we still have the out of whenever we get a Spell Power Totem, we win, so that's kind of good. That's kind of good in a way, sure. So there's the Ancestral Spirit, okay. So we definitely have to win through Spell Power here, but that also works. Are we surviving the next turn though? Oh, there's a question. Well, we'll take the 50-50 to win first, and then we'll just win. How about that? Oh, we don't have a dragon anymore. I suck. I keep making that mistake. I keep making that freaking same mistake. Oh my gosh. Well, we can set up the win for next turn at least. Can we? Wait, we lose if we don't. That's 17. It's only 17. What's the chance of him top decking 1 damage? I don't know about that. Any alternatives? We Lava Burst this, but then we give up our chance to win, basically. We can't run through another Earth Elemental, I think. So, would this set up a win? I think we have to Lava Burst face now. And just try. Oh, that's ugly. See, I keep making that mistake when I'm playing Dragon decks. We just have to dodge 1 damage here. That's not 1 damage, so that's good. Alright. Whew. Tight, tight. That was a little more tense than it needed to be. I was sure I was setting up lethal there, but by playing the Fairy Dragon I actually really shot myself in the foot. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's not do that again, shall we? That was a nice game still. That was a nice game still.
Morgl versus Rexar. Let's begin.
Alright. Against the Hunter, we want to keep some early game. Fairy Dragon, not particularly impressive, but it's better than nothing. And it is a Dragon Activator, which we might need later, so that's okay. If he turn 1 Fiery Bats, I think we're killing it with the Rock Biter, right? It's just such a waste to throw a Tuskar or a Fairy Dragon up against that one. I think I'm okay with this. Just need to keep some pressure. Yeah. Just need to be careful about getting raised here, but at least we can now... Do we want to commit the Fairy Dragon? I kind of like the thought of going 2 into 3 into 3 into Coin Fire Elemental. So there's a curve. That's kind of a game plan. I'm hanging on to my coin for now. It's not that much better coining out a Totemic here. Especially with the chance of... that's not good. We can get rid of it next turn though. So, as long as we do this, then he might be inclined to trade. If I get a Flame Tongue, then I'm definitely trading. But coining out the Corruptor, if we top deck a dragon, is also going to be pretty good. So let's see how we deal with this. That is not good for us though. We may actually have to... We may actually have to trigger this trap right now. And I would like to do that with the totemic. Yo! Yo! Yes. Not sure that was the best idea ever. Kind of distracted, sorry. That's not good. That is not good. Did I really want to do that? I probably didn't want to do that. Getting the Feral Spirit out would have been a better idea, wouldn't it? So... what do we do here? Was that actually necessary? I don't know what's right and wrong anymore. I was really expecting that to be a freezing trap, in which case I don't know. Let's try this. I think we're dead anyway. If that's a kill command in his hand, then we're not technically dead, but not looking pretty here. Oh well, there's double unleash, of course, yeah, why not? Why on earth not? That's pretty deadly. And that's exactly lethal, wow. Okay. We misplayed that turn a little bit, but we were going to be hard-pressed to win that one. If we could get a decent Feral Spirit off, then we would have been kind of okay, I think. Alright, that last game got interrupted a little bit, but let's continue. Was against the Hunter? Hunters are rough, especially when they draw both of their unleashed hounds. That's a bit of a pain. Traditionally, Shaman has been a little weak against Hunter, and nothing has really changed in that aspect. So let's just stick to the other Shamans, grab the board and not let go, and that's going to be our main plan. And hey, look who's here! A Tunnel Trog. Haven't seen that one in a while. And it appears our opponent is as skillful as we are. Do we want to kill this one right now? I kind of just want to go for the Tunnel Trug into Feral Spirits and see if we can make that work. Could coin into Rockbiter, but I don't really have anything to do on next turn, so I want to spend 1 mana on this turn, I want to spend 3 mana on the next. And that means, well, if that means our opponent has a little bit of a rough time... Ooh, that's not good though. So perhaps we actually want to clear out that Flame Tongue Totem right now. Would that be... yeah, that would be most prudent. Let's see what we get with our hero power here. Things from below will be a little awkward, but I think let's take a life tap, see what do we clear here. We probably clear the Flame Tongue, to be fair, although the Flame Tongue is not that much of a problem as the Tunnel Trog in the future. Let's go for the Trog. I'm not sure this is the correct choice. It is actually kind of rough. Because if he Feral Spirits here, then it's clearly the wrong choice, but well, we can only say whether it's correct after the matter. I should think about that a little more, because I'm really not sure what's the best play over there. The Flame Tongue Totem is going to be a little awkward for him, so that's that at least is good for us. And Feral Spirits here, pretty sweet, and we can coin out the Fire Elemental on 5, and then on turn 4, I don't know yet, but we'll think of something. And this gives us a decent chance of getting rid of the Flame Tongue Totem next turn, so that's also nice. Unless he, of course, has Feral Spirits himself, but I think he would have done that before. Since if we had a Flame Tongue Totem, he would have been... oh, that's not good. That is not good, friends. Ooh, but that's a good top deck. Okay, yes. I think we're going for the kill on one of them, and the kill on the Flame Tongue Totem, right? We can kill this one and Lightning Bolt this one, but then we'll be in the same spot next turn, although we can coin Fire Elemental next turn. Not sure about that. We could actually... no, that's never going to be correct, is it? I do want to... this always happens, right? Oh, I cannot coin Fire Elemental next turn because I'm overloaded. That's not good. That is not good. In that case, I think I'll have to gamble a little bit. And hope I'll be able to get rid of the Flame Tongue next turn. Not sure about that, but if he trades the Totem Golem into the 2-1, then I think I'm still reasonably happy with that. We'll see, though. Might be taking a little bit of damage here, but that's kind of okay. Oh, that Taunt Totem's not good, though. That is really bad for our health right now. We'll have to go with the Totems. Getting a Flame Tongue here would be a huge get. Drawing a card is not terrible, but this is not a good situation for us right now. Because we can't even kill the Flame Tongue over 2 turns. Healing Totem would also be really sucky, so I guess there's a lot of bad situations for us here. We should have killed the Flame Tongue. Let's be fair. We probably should have killed the Flame Tongue a while ago. I keep making this mistake, underestimating it. And oh, that's not good. Well, at least we've got the Fire Elemental next turn, so he can't really develop too much, I think. Ooh. Well, Well, have I got some news for you? Eliminating 4 damage or eliminating 3 damage? Well, there's not a really big choice. Let's go for the thing right now. And hope we don't die next turn. That's 8 damage he's got there. And we've got another Fire Elemental for next turn. And a Taunt coming up the turn after that. And that may allow us to stabilize. Ooh, Hex is not good. Because that means the 5/5 does not die. He's not developing a whole lot, but chances of us dying next turn are rapidly increasing, and that scares me a little bit. So we could go Fire Elemental, we could coin out... This life stat has been mightily useless, but if we're hero powering, we're not getting back onto the board, so I guess it doesn't really matter all that much. I think we're coining out the Fairy Dragon here, since we're most likely playing both of the 4s next turn, if we're still alive by then. Which I highly doubt, but it could definitely be possible, and he may be out of gas for just a little bit. Let's, well, that was a pipe dream, wasn't it? Oh well, that's a big tempo. That's a big tempo game there. I think that not taking care of the Flame Tongue did it for us, or perhaps just the Finley. I mean, if we had gotten a more useful hero power, what were our choices there? I don't remember. Let's give it one more game, shall we? Let's give it one more game. So Shamans, yes, Shamans are just kind of a coin flip. I'm not sure I like this deck better than just the generic Midrange Shaman. It can have a bit more of an explosive start, I guess, and especially with the Blackmane Corruptor, you can really swing a board. Having 4 Fire Elementals in a deck does feel kind of good. I will admit, but are we keeping? I don't think we're ever keeping this, although we do have a dragon. That's way too greedy. I think I'll keep the Twilight Guardian in hopes of getting it out on turn 3 with the dragon in hand. Looks like that might actually work for us, or just playing out it on turn 4. That's probably fine. We'll see if we can make this work. Coining the Totem Golem is also not awful against the Hunter, so I will definitely consider that, but would be much nicer if I actually had something to do on turn 2. That would make the choice a lot easier. So, interestingly, if you have a Tunnel Trog and a Totem Golem on hand, it's surprisingly often correct to coin out the Totem Golem and then play the Tunnel Trog on the next turn. That's actually really interesting, I found. Just because the tempo of having a 3/4 out on the board is... it matters a lot. And I think I would prefer getting the Totem Golem out right now, because it will trade with 2 of his minions early. It might mean I have to pass next turn, but that's a price to pay, I guess. We can Totem Golem into Twilight Guardian into Twilight Guardian. I think our curve is good enough. And skipping the next turn, I really don't like it. It might have been necessary, and that could have been the big mistake for us this game, but I'll live with that. I don't know whether it's necessary to be as greedy as we are right now, though. So there's a slight concern. We'll have 2 mana next turn. Yeah, that means we're definitely dropping another Totem Golem. If he's trading both in here, then that's exceedingly okay with me. Definitely want to take 2. Definitely want to take one of them down at the very least. What's happening here? Oh, he's just going all out face, isn't he? Well, the Twilight Guardians are going to be pretty good in that case, but we've taken a lot of damage, unfortunately. So I will admit I'm a little worried. I should have played the other Totem Golem first. I definitely should have. Let's see if we can survive. We've got a bunch of taunts coming up, so that's pretty good. And Totem Golem also giving a discount on Thing from Below is something that's not to be underestimated. Does he have Explosive Trap, really? If he's running the bat in, then that's most definitely Explosive Trap, but that doesn't seem too particularly likely for me. I will run this one in here, I'm pretty sure. If it's a freezing trap, then that's just the way it is. But we need to trigger that right now, and he's already used his second weapon charge, so that's good. There we go. That's a problem for him. Unless he has Deadly Shot, but then the second one is going to be a big problem, so that's actually kind of okay with us. And let's see what's his answer going to be. Another Eagle Arm Bow. I was basically expecting that when he used the second weapon charge on our face while having a trap up. So we have to basically kill him pretty quickly at this point. Are we spreading out here? We can not do that and that this turn. We can do that next turn though. I think I just wanted to untap at this point. It's a little mana inefficient, but I think it's just what we have to do. Let's clear this, hope it doesn't hit this one. It's only a 1 in 3. Actually, hitting phase is also pretty bad, but not as bad as hitting the 3-1. The preferred situation, of course, would be for it to hit the 3-6 there. Actually, considering he has Unleash on hand, it didn't really matter if it would have hit the 3-1. With one Unleash down, I feel a little more confident in doing this here. Drawing a card, not that necessary right now, but it will allow us to draw into more burst, I guess. A little worried about the possibility of Call the Wild coming up pretty soon. That kills the totem pretty neatly, I will admit. We'll have to deal with him quickly. Let's see, we can run the 5 into there, and drawing the second Thing from Below is not irrelevant. Okay, so let me think here. We can, for 5 mana, do this, then we can add the Tunnel Truck and the Hero Power, just all in. I think we're just all-inning on the possibility of the second. Sure. Second Unleash will likely kill us. We can't afford to not flood the board here, I think. So let's just go with this. This allows us to kill him the quickest, I think, because this does post lethal for next turn. Because we have 16, 17 damage on the field right now. So he's killing that one, that means he's down to 16, but he has a taunt, so that's not going to work. Let's quickly tally up. We have either 6 damage or 9 damage if we run. Let's think. Let's actually think for a little bit. We can't have a clean kill on this thing. That's the big problem here. We have 2 additional damage, so this one is 8, 11, 17, 18 damage. So we can afford to waste 2 on this thing. So that means we could win by doing this. Let's hope I calculated this correctly. So we have 6 on the field, 6 in hand. That does not calculate. How am I calculating these things? How does this work? Okay, let's do it this way. I don't even know anymore. How did I calculate that? How in what world was that lethal? I had 8 damage on hand, right? It was 8 from the lava burst, and another 3 from that one. That's 11. Then I had 3 and 3 and 1. That's 18 damage on the field. Oh, but he had 16 health, and I still needed to calculate the taunt's health. Right, right. There's the mistake. Okay, we got it now. Don't worry, guys. Are we drawing a card here, or do we just go for the Fire Elemental? I think the Fire Elemental is going to be the safer play. Just trading in the minions, and we still have possible lethal next turn. Not guaranteed, but definitely possible. And I think this is going to be the best course of action, right? Let's go for this. Not guaranteed lethal, but if we draw 1 damage, there's a lot of sources for 1 damage in our deck. There's a decent amount of combinations in which he can deal 9 damage with 2 cards, though. Getting a Leok is a good start, I will admit. Okay, so Fire Elemental runs into that thing, then Totem Golem runs into that thing, and then we can kill him next turn with double Azure Drake if necessary. Can we kill him right now? We have double spell power equals 5 damage, so if this hits, of course, there we go. Alright, so there's definitely ways to win against Hunter, but you do have to get a little lucky and perhaps be a little ballsy. Sometimes you just have to go for it. If they draw the second Unleash, then you're pretty much dead. But that's just the way of life, isn't it? Alright, I do hope you enjoyed this deck and the first look at Morgl here. That's his name, right? Morgl. As always, if you have any suggestions on what deck to play next, please leave a comment below. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.